When are we going to stop spending money on things we don't need and put New Yorkers first?
I appreciate your point of view, and what I want to make sure is that folks can hear the point of view of people that are...
Can you just answer my question so I can leave? What are you going to do about that?
Yeah, I'm going to run for mayor so we have a better run city.
In Manhattan, police say 5 teenagers now under arrest for an attack on NYPD officers in Times Square. At last report, 3 other suspects were still on the loose. We're told all of them are gang members of Los Diablos 42. It's an offshoot of the notorious Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua.
We first showed you this video of Friday's alleged gang assault on uniformed officers in Times Square. Now it turns out suspected members of this gang are accused of committing crimes across the city, with over 200 past arrests among them.
This is just another example of sanctuary cities not cooperating with ICE, and look what happened. NYPD officers are attacked. If you're brazen enough to attack an armed law enforcement officer, you're much more dangerous to an unarmed civilian.
She wants open borders. Now she's all of a sudden saying, oh, I think we'll close the borders. It's the worst border in the history of the world. The people are petrified, and it's getting worse and worse. You look at New York, Chicago, Los Angeles.
Now, in life, it isn't common for the underdog, you know what I'm saying, the average Joe, a regular, degular individual, you know what I'm saying, just out here politicking, doing they want to and holding it down, to actually be heard when it comes to this political arena, you know what I'm saying, that we're in nowadays, you know what I mean? A lot of people can tweet, you know, they do this, they do that, they post videos, yada, 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 they're in little groups, you know what I'm saying? They got their little narrative that they push online, but it's very rare that you can get out there and get a politician to stop what they're doing and acknowledge what you gotta say, you know what I'm saying? But Uncle Nick is a rare breed, you know what I'm saying? So I was sitting on the train the other day, I'm coming into work, you know what I mean? And I'm reading the newspaper online, and I see that the illegal immigrants for the second time, you know what I'm saying, attacked the cops in Times Square. There was a boxing event that went on over there. I forget who was fighting. It don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? That's not part of the story. But anyhow, there was some little group of dudes over there down with the Los Diablos 42nd or something like that, you know what I mean? They got a little robbery crew of teenagers. They were trying to rob somebody, so the cops interject, you know what I'm saying? They get it popping with them trying to stop the robbery. These dudes just throwing bottles, scooters, all types of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Mad objects hitting the cops, you know what I'm saying? They arrested 5 of the dudes, you know what I mean? There's a few more that I guess, you know, they're looking for now. But I'm sitting there reading this in the paper, and I already see what's going on in the city with these dudes, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they're getting over, man. We're putting these people in hotels. They're constantly doing crime. They've overwhelmed our city. The corners look like we're in a third world country now. You know what I'm saying? They're cutting hairs, selling food, doing this, doing that, peeing on the corner. They're doing wheelies in the street with bikes. You know what I'm saying? You see 10, 20 scooters blocking parking and sidewalk areas. You know what I'm saying? Because they just take up everything. They've really become a nuisance in the city, and they commit a lot of crime. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I don't understand how we just have this infinite budget to take care of them. You know what I mean? But anyhow, like I said, I'm sitting there on the train, and I have my own feelings about this whole thing. And then I get off the train, and lo and behold, the city cop controller, he's running for mayor. He's standing there, and he's doing a little meeting, a little press conference, whatever you want to call it. And I said, block that. Uncle Nick's about to pop off right now. And you're going to answer these questions, Sean. You know what I'm saying? And it was a beautiful day. So I want to get into some of this footage, break some of this down, and come on back.
So, candidate Lander, do you think they're spending $9 billion to house illegal immigrants, some that attacked the police officers on Saturday at the boxing event in Times Square? Do you think this is a responsible thing to do? Well, no, because I got to get to work, because I actually don't have time, because I'm not a rich New Yorker. Answer the question.
So, no one should be attacked.
Answer the question, and I will leave. Are you going to stop spending $400 a day on people that attack the NYPD?
We aren't doing that. Please leave.
That just happened Saturday, young lady. It's in the newspaper.
You know, immigrants commit a lot less crime than other law-abiding citizens.
Well, no, they attacked the immigrants, attacked the police for the second time on Saturday. They're not paying taxes.
This comes as a new report reveals illegal migrants are making up to about 75% of the arrests right here in Midtown Manhattan, where I am sitting.
And there's a talking point that I constantly hear from like liberal, progressive individuals. You know what I'm saying? They're always saying like, oh, the illegal immigrants commit less crimes than the Americans, and they're here to do the jobs that we don't want to do at the end of the day. So we're just these wild cowboys out here, you know what I'm saying? Doing whatever we want to do. We're unemployed, we're committing crimes, and the illegal immigrants are here to, you know what I'm saying, pick up our slack in so many words, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that narrative doesn't match the stats, son. And men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So this dude tried to buck up on me, you know what I'm saying, when I crashed a little press conference and all that. And that's what he tried to tell me. But I'm like, yo, son, at the end of the day, I just read the article, you know what I'm saying? 75% of the arrests in Midtown Manhattan are illegal immigrants at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And they let him out of jail, you know what I'm saying? It's a revolving door. Some of them got 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 arrests, you know what I'm saying? And they're not getting deported at the end of the day. They're just sitting here chilling in hotels, you know what I'm saying? They all dressed up in their little reggaeton outfits and all that. They think they little rappers. They think they little Badman Pond Road, you know what I'm saying? And they running things, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, these people keep getting let out of jail. And then the NYPD doesn't cooperate with ICE because they got the sanctuary city laws that are trash, you know what I'm saying? And then there's this other thing where they green light these individuals. So even if ICE stops them or there's some type of interaction, they basically have no information on this person's background. So how are you supposed to proceed forward or even interact or deal with this when everything's working against you and you're just trying to do your job and this is the law? And these people are committing mad crimes, son. So as you can see now from the joint that went on in Times Square, from 12 years old on up, you know what I'm saying, to the adults. They're all, well, not all, but the majority of them right now in Midtown, you know what I'm saying, these gang affiliated individuals, and there's a lot of them, they're all committing crimes, and they're the ones at the end of the day that are going to jail left and right, not the Americans. 75% of the people being arrested are illegals and 25% are Americans, and at the end of the day, these people ain't paying no taxes. We're gonna get into that in a second, but I want the homeboy that used to be the director for ICE over in the New York headquarters and all that to break things down, because I know what should be done moving forward, but I want you to hear it from the horse's mouth.
It's really sad. I retired in 2021 from ICE just because of this reason. The Biden administration came in and was going to order us not to enforce the law. And quite frankly, I just wasn't raised that way, and it wasn't going to happen with me. You know, New York City did this to themselves. They could do 4 things right now this morning, Steve, that could fix this problem. Get rid of the horrible green light law, which prohibits law enforcement with cooperating with ICE in New York State. Get rid of your ridiculous sanctuary city stuff in New York City, which isn't working anywhere in the country. Take a look at this bail reform, because you are absolutely right. If you go into these tent cities or these camps or the hotels or wherever they're housing these illegal aliens, they will flat out tell you they know they're not going to be detained long. And the other thing that we really need to do, you know, New York City and law enforcement in New York State has to honor ICE detainers. All we're asking for is you to hold a bad guy.
Right.
A day or so we have an opportunity to get there, pick them up, and interview them. All these things would keep our country safe, but the governor and the mayor down in New York City absolutely want no part of this.
And this whole thing about, oh, immigrants pay into the system, they pay taxes, they deserve this, they deserve that, yada, yada, yada. At the end of the day, I had to look into that too. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we collected about $147 billion, almost $150 billion between local and state taxes. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know how much the immigrants contribute to that? $3 billion. You know what I'm saying? Sounds like a lot of money, but at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, it's about 2% of the taxes that are collected. You know what I'm saying? So if you had a team and you were running a team, you know what I'm saying, and there was a cat at the end of the bench, you know what I'm saying, that you just kind of let get on the roster, you know what I'm saying, to hold it down, to be fair, and this person produces 2% of what the team scores at the end of the game, and we're winning, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna prop this person up and be like, yo, salute, son, at 2%. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what we would do without that. At the end of the day, if you didn't contribute your $3 billion, what, we would have $147 billion or $144 billion, $145 billion. It's a teardrop in the ocean, you know what I'm saying? But on the flip side of things, we contributed already $9 billion to these individuals to come over here and live in hotels, you know what I'm saying? And give them debit cards so they can have culturally appropriate food and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? They over here getting the Medicaid. They went and got social security numbers. Nobody even know they were giving those out, you know what I'm saying? So when it's all said and done, they're spending $400 a day on each family. That's basically, well, it is $2,800 a week, you know what I'm saying? I don't know any family, any American citizen, anybody, you know what I'm saying, that takes care of their family and do what they do that's getting $400 a day to survive, you know what I'm saying? And these people are illegal in this country getting $2,800 a week of support just for a little household. Basically $11,000 a month. This is madness right here. Illegal immigrants been coming here forever. I don't ever remember us having to foot their whole friggin' bill. You come here, this is the land of opportunity. You connect with your peoples, you do what you gotta do, you work hard, and you get it popping, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they open the floodgates and they're allowing these people to come here and just abuse the system. And now they've allocated another $5 billion in spending this year. So altogether, what's that? You got $9 billion. You know what I'm saying? Let's round it up to $15 billion altogether. You know what I'm saying? So you contribute $3 billion in taxes, but we've just spent $15 billion between last year and this year, or I guess altogether in totality, on individuals that are here illegally. Is the math mathing? And do we really need you to come here and do anything for us when you're contributing a minute amount to the end total? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like I said, this doesn't make sense to me. So now since the mayor, the governor, the city council, all these advocates, you know what I'm saying? All these little lawyers, the AC, whatever, you know what I'm saying? They all want to get involved and act like they know what's best for New York City. They want to put us in the back of the bus, you know what I'm saying? Like we the second class citizens, put these cats to the front, you know what I'm saying? And act like they got some humanitarian crisis and they need all this aid. And we just got to sit back, twiddle our thumbs while they get all the benefits. Negative.com. And then the cherry on top, you know what I'm saying, is that we got to pay for it. And then we got to pay y'all salary so y'all could tell us what else we got to do. Negative.com. They've tied NYPD's hands, you know what I'm saying, so they can't work with ICE. They can't report these people. ICE can't come into the city and do what they need to do properly, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's what the case used to be, but my man Tom Holman is back on the job, and he ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? He said, yo, I'm going to triple the squad up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start sending them in deep. You know what I'm saying? In New York City, all these sanctuary cities, if we can't catch you in the jail, if we can't catch you here, if we can't catch you there in your grandma's basement, we going to come to your job, son. You know what I'm saying? You be in the back of Coochie Fritos, wherever you at, we coming for you, player. You know what I'm saying? And I wholeheartedly endorse this message because immigration has gotten out of control in this city, and we've always supported illegal immigrants coming here. You know what I'm saying? It's just we never had to foot the bill. We never had to get intermingled in their personal life and make sure they were doing okay. You here in New York City. This is, you know what I'm saying, the land of the free. You know what I'm saying? If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. You better get on your good foot and get it popping, son, and stop looking for handouts. But anyhow, let's get into this clip from Tom Holman, and then I'm actually going to break down the entire clip in totality so you can see Uncle Nick crashing Brad Lander's little press conference, you know what I'm saying? He ain't really want to talk to me, you know what I'm saying? He was over there acting like a little... But I think he felt my energy. My presence was definitely felt, and I think he got the message. But enough of the blah, blah, blah. Let's get into it.
And we're going to start prosecuting those crimes tomorrow. So if you got a final order and you want to hinder your removal, you want to put roadblocks up and not cooperate, you want to hide, you want to not open the door, then the agents are going to start prosecuting you criminally. Then after you get out of jail from that prosecution, then we'll deport you. Game's over. We're going to look for these public safety threats, and we're going to take them off the streets in New York and every other sanctuary city. As a matter of fact, every sanctuary city, we're going to triple the workforce. We're going to flood the zone with officers. If we can't arrest them in the jail, we'll arrest them in the community. If we can't arrest them in the community, we'll arrest them at their work site. We're going to triple worksite enforcement operations. We're going to flood the zone. We're going to take these public safety threats off the streets with your help or without your help.
So, candidate Lander, do you think they're spending $9 billion to house illegal immigrants, some that attacked the police officers on Saturday at the boxing event in Times Square. Many youths that were wanted for lots of robberies in Central Park, lots of things going on. I understand that you have a cause that you're pushing, but as a New Yorker, I saw you stand up here today, and I really wanted to ask you this question to see what your heartfelt response would be. Do you think this is a responsible thing to do? Well, no, because I got to get to work, because I actually don't have time, because I'm not a rich New Yorker. So I just wanted to know, what do you think about that? Are you going to do anything? It doesn't matter, consumer taxes or anything. A lot of money is being misspent, and a lot of people are being misrepresented in the city along the lines of what we want. We don't want to pay for this anymore, and we want to know, outside of bop, 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 and boop, 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 let's get down to the nitty gritty. What are you going to do about this outstanding bill that we have with the MTA? We don't have money to pay for that. She comes down with a congestion pricing bill that's actually affecting small business owners, throwing everything off course. And then we have $9 billion that we pull out the back of a hat for the illegal immigrants. They're attacking the police. They're attacking New Yorkers. They're doing all these different things. Why is this money being spent on stuff? No. It's a real question that New Yorkers have. And I just want an answer. So can you answer that for us, please, sir? When are we going to stop spending money on things we don't need and put New Yorkers first?
I appreciate your point of view, and what I want to make sure is that folks can hear the point of view of people that are...
Can you just answer my question so I can leave? What are you going to do about that?
Yeah, I'm going to run for mayor so we have a better run city.
And how are you going to do that?
Well, if you stick around...
Are you going to stop spending $400 a day on people that attack the NYPD?
We aren't doing that. Please.
That just happened Saturday, young lady. It's in the newspaper.
If you'd like us to...
It doesn't matter. You're running for mayor. This is a real question. This is not softball consumer taxes. This is a real question. The NYPD, I have friends that are cops. What do you have to say to them when they're being attacked by people and then the people are released the next day?
No one should be attacked.
No one should be attacked. So that's your stance. No one should be attacked, and we shouldn't be spending money on the illegal immigrants?
Why don't you let them answer the question?
Exactly. Answer the question.
So, no one should be attacked.
Answer the question, and I will leave.
Now,
all right, now let's go.
That Claire and Lorelei can present what they have to say as well. Will you be respectful to them?
What do you mean? I'm asking you a
I
question.
gave you my answer. No one
Just give the answer. No one should be attacked, right? So you're not going to spend money on illegal immigrants in the city, right?
Thank you so much.
So they're not attacking NYPD anymore, right?
Thank you.
All right. Have a nice day, everybody.
Appreciate it.
Take care. You see that? You get no answers from nobody. You got all these people over here. Such bullshit. Such bullshit. Why? It's not a real question. You don't care about the NYPD. Should they be attacked on Saturday at the boxing event by people that we house for $400 a day? Is that what we should be doing, sir?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a logical thing? Why is that bullshit to you? Can you explain yourself? Why is that bullshit? New Yorkers want to know what's going on.
Immigrants commit a lot less crime than other law-abiding citizens.
Well, no, they
They're
attacked
paying-
the immigrants,
they're paying
attacked the
their taxes.
police for the second time on Saturday. They're not paying taxes. They were all youths. What taxes do they pay?
All right, there you have it, son. I'm saying Uncle Nick wasn't playing. I was getting down for the crown, son. I was speaking with my chest, and I wasn't taking no prisoners up there. I wasn't there to cause problems, you know what I'm saying, or get volatile, you know what I'm saying. We're not like the other side where they just start acting out, putting their hands on people, spitting on people, throwing things at people, destroying people's personal property. Nah, son, we're going to talk to you straight with logics, and we want to answer, G, you know what I'm saying? And I represent the city of New York. So, if you fuck with the video, make sure you share it. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you do everything you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. Let me know how you feel. You know what I'm saying? You might be with Uncle Nick. You might be against Uncle Nick. But regardless, we got to have dialogue. We got to get down to the nitty gritty. And we got to fix this problem in our city. You know what I'm saying? But until next time, y'all be safe, be cool, be easy. Don't do anything stupid on the fucking internet or in these goddamn streets. And I'll see everybody soon. Peace.
The Department of Justice subpoenaed 3 hotels that have been serving as city shelters.
They were looking for information on migrants they believe stayed at those hotels. Let's get right to Good Day's Haley Fixler. She has the latest from the Migrant Intake Center at the Roosevelt Hotel in Midtown. Haley, good morning.
Good morning to Shani. Tina. Yeah, they're looking for information like names, birth dates, and nationalities. The DOJ is citing alleged violation of federal immigration law. Now, sources tell us the subpoenas went directly to these hotels, like the Roosevelt Hotel, instead of first going through city officials. Reports also indicate that hotels received these documents, including the Roosevelt Hotel, Row NYC, and Hotel Chandler. However, the Hotel Chandler is not a migrant shelter. It is a homeless shelter. But we're also learning that it is possible the feds were trying to subpoena the Chandler building in Times Square, which is a migrant shelter with, of course, a similar name. Now, it is also important to note that Mayor Eric Adams recently announced the Roosevelt Hotel will be shutting down soon. And while the exact reason behind these subpoenas has not been publicly revealed, it reportedly requests testimony and evidence, including funding details, all in connection to alleged breaches of federal immigration law. Now, this all comes on the same day Border Czar Tom Homan was in Albany meeting with Republican lawmakers. They're pushing for 2 bills to crack down on immigration in the state. Homan then bashed Governor Kathy Hochul's lack of cooperation. He said that ICE and his team will do whatever they can, with or without the help of local and state leaders and law enforcement officers.
We're going to do our job despite this administration. We're going to go arrest public safety threats. We're going to go arrest national security threats. We'll double the man force here if we have to. Because rather than one officer arresting a bad guy in the jail, one officer arresting one bad guy, now I got to send the whole team because of officer safety concerns, community safety concerns to go look for this guy. Very inefficient.
Now, Homan also spoke about Mayor Eric Adams. He said the two have been talking since November about how to help with immigration enforcement. He said the focus is on public safety. He also shared that the two will meet in the next few days and said there will be more to announce soon. And as for the subpoenas here in the city, we are working to get some more information. The mayor's office tells us that they cannot comment on any type of federal investigation. Live in Midtown, Tina, Tashani.
Haley, thank you.